And welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. I am one half of your host and virtual bartender, Mr. Nick Teodoro. Joining me, as always, my tag team partner in life, my wife, Miss Nicole. Nicole, what are you having?
Oh, you guys know me. Some Tito, some orange, some cranberry juice. Mr. Nick, tell the people what you're drinking and our three things for the show.
I am drinking my J-Lore 7 Oaks Cabernet, as per usual, as you like to say. Well, there's surprises on SmackDown. Roman Reigns smashes CM Punk, and the AEW Dynasty card begins to take shape. We got all that and much more as we react to the week in wrestling. It is Friday, March 27th, 2026. This is the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
To the 3 to the 4. Tell him bring another round, we need plenty more. Two stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my, good lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near Fifth Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
And welcome back in, everybody. Happy Friday. If you're new here, smash the old like and subscribe. If you're a regular, you know we love having you back. Nikki, it's been a week.
It's been a week.
It's been a fun week as we get back from big event.
Yes.
New York. That was a fun time. Did you have a blast?
It was a lot of fun. Again, people watching, 10 out of 10 recommend.
Yeah, you're all about
the
that.
Grown men with mullets and grown men with mullets wearing replica belts. I lost count.
Yeah. And people giving flowers to wrestlers.
Yeah, this guy came around with with a suitcase of bouquets of flowers and gave it out to all the female wrestlers.
Yeah, kind of interesting. The lengths that people will go. I don't know. To each their own, to each their own. But yes, that wrapped up our winter tour because winter's over. I think. Hopefully, nothing.
Still cold as fuck.
I know it's still very cold. But Nikki, we got a lot more coming because now we get to the warmer weather.
Hopefully,
my fun season. Spring and summer.
Mm-hmm.
We got new tour dates.
Yes.
Get ready. TCW, our partners on the indies. We got Insanity coming up from Toms River, New Jersey, right across from Linda T's Not So Airbnb in Seaside Park. And then we got 80s Wrestling Con coming up May 16th with special guest host Steven.
Stan, mark your calendar.
TCW Hit Is It Hit. Oh, that's backwards. I didn't. May 9th actually is before that.
Oh.
And then we got SSPW May 24th, our debut there. That'll be fun. Down in Forked River. And Nikki, finally, we're going to get this right this year.
Yes.
At the Beachcomber. Our bash at the Beachcomber.
Yes, I will be with you for that one. And we've learned a lot since that last crazy Beachcomber show.
Yeah. We've learned a lot about technical difficulties. Or less technical. We're having a lot less technical.
Yeah.
So, it's exciting. We got a lot to get to. But that's on the road. That's coming up. But Nikki, before then, let's talk about what's happening this week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to one of our favorite segments. My favorite segment. Your favorite segment. Everybody's favorite segment. Nikki's non-kayfabe news.
So the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony is sort of taking shape. They announced I guess Triple H announced via Twitter X that whatever you call him, Sid Justice, Psycho Sid. Am I missing? I'm missing one.
Sid Vicious.
Sid Vicious. He'd
like
be
the guitarist.
Yes, like the guitarist. That Sid is being inducted into the 2026 WWE Legacy wing. And that caused a bit of a hullabaloo on the internet because they were saying why. Because usually, like, the Legacy wing I want to say 2016 or maybe earlier than 2016. But basically, it seemed like it was a lot of, like, pre-WWE people or people that worked on, like, the territories that maybe Vince didn't really necessarily want to induct into the Hall of Fame. And then people are saying, like, Psycho Sid was, like, it main evented 2 WrestleMania. It's like, why is he not in your WWE proper wing? So then they kind of...
He was petitioning, I think, before he passed away.
Oh, was he?
A bit to try and get into the Hall of Fame. And I think he deserves... I mean, he deserves it for sure. Like, he main evented... He was a world champion.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
And WCW.
Yeah, and, like, a lot of what he did... Yeah, I mean... Was part of the Four Horsemen. Like, I remember him... He was always a top... Like, maybe not top tier, but, like, he was a notch below Nash. Like, in a sense of, like, whether... Like, he was Diesel, Psycho Sid, like... Those guys were the big men, like, below... A step below Undertaker. You know what I mean? And yeah, like, it's long overdue for him because he was one of the top heavyweights of the 90s when I'm
again, like,
he had the perfect look.
Again, had a match with Hogan at Mania and had a match. It was him and Taker at Mania, and then obviously went into the program. We had a program with Shawn Michaels, but then it came out like a tweet or whatever. They're like, "Oh, he's in both." But you still look at WWE.com and it says like the Legacy wing. So there's some controversy there. Like, is he going to get like a proper?
But what is the Legacy wing? Like, it's like, what does that exactly mean?
No, it means you don't get a speech. You get it. They throw up a graphic like they did to Bruiser Brody and Kamala,
which is kind of shitty. No,
it's just like, hey, we put you over. Your name's on a thing over here, not like a proper. You get inducted. You get a speech, give a speech sort of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he deserves a speech.
Like, sure. You know, he's the master of the ruler of the world. So, some controversy with that. I hope he should get a proper induction, but who's to say? And then 2 days after...
Because it's not like a group he would go in with either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I can't see him... Who would, if he were to be inducted, who would you have him inducted? Or who would you... Who would you have induct him?
At this point, I guess Taker.
HBK?
Yes, but the stuff that he said about Sid, like on air during Raw, he's the most expensive piece of luggage because everyone has to carry him. So hopefully Taker. I don't know. I don't know who else is big. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
But like his son tweeted that he's gonna be there. It's done. But so 2 days after that, there's
fair enough. Moving on.
There's another announcement that which I actually thought this guy was already in, but the people that are in and not in it boggles my mind. But also in the Legacy wing department is going to be they're inducting Bad News Brown. I thought he was already in there. But apparently not. But again, there's another person in the Legacy wing. So again, you're just getting a graphic and a video package. You're not getting like a proper induction. And then basically...
I was trying to remember, I remember just bits and pieces. I was so young when he was still involved in the 90s. And but I don't remember too
I think
much.
Unfortunately, everyone remembers him and Roddy Piper. That feud. And that feud is basically scrubbed from everything because, Roddy was in blackface, which is not good.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So all of that they scrubbed that. And then, I don't know, hopefully Steven and I know Reese, probably other people have more better memories.
Yeah.
But like again, he was watching a video and he was like more, I believe, like the Canadian territories that way. I think he was like his Bad News Allen there, and then when he came to WWE, maybe Bad News Brown.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, again, like I don't really have too many like. Again, like I just remember when we were around with like not many feuds that I personally like. That's kind of how I gauge a lot of it. Like I haven't gone back and watched too many feuds or whatever. Yeah, but I don't know. Again, but yeah, I agree with you because I thought he would have been in. But what's it say? What's Steven saying here? Specialized category honors historical professional figures from the early eras, often pre-70s. That's commonly recognized legends, dumbly deceased. That from Wikipedia. Okay, fair enough. But
I don't know if that's always true because we didn't get like when Kamala he was like a legacy person like a couple years ago when we didn't see that. I think there was a report when Bruiser Brody went in, like his family wasn't notified until like they saw it. So I think it's kind of wishy-washy.
I know.
But like in Luna, whatever graphic I saw, like Luna Vachon's in there. Like I don't think she got like a proper, which I feel like she deserved.
Right.
But I don't know. So a little bit of controversy, but good for. Agreed, Stephen. Yes, what we got from Wikipedia is definitely not Sid. Sid it deserves an actual proper induction, but we'll see what we get again. And I also think the rumor is that Stephanie's main headlining, over AJ, which is banana pants.
Yeah,
because there is one.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to do that. I don't know. Well, it's a McMahon. They're not going to. It's never going to. You know how that goes. It's a bigger, as big as AJ is, as much as I love it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, sorry, but that's it. Keeping it light this week. No sad stuff. Just people being inducted. Maybe not properly, but they're there.
Fair enough. Hit it
and quit it.
Nikki, before we move on and get into the fun theatric games, which trying to get some more people here voting in the chat as we get to Mania Madness, main event madness, I should say. But this week was the start of baseball season.
Yes.
Opening day.
Woo.
Now, Steven, big fan of Dodgers, but we had somebody on the show a couple months ago, friend of the show, Curtis Granderson. And he was talking about, we started asking him, like we did with Tony Richardson, who would be some good crossovers? Some wrestlers, maybe some MLB players that could cross over some of his teammates. So, a second here, try and bring that up. Let's hear from friend of the show, Curtis Granderson.
Had some that could easily slide in and have a ton of success.
Give me 1 second here as we fix this.
Too.
Hold on here. I'm having some issues. I'm always having technical issues. Let's try this one more time. Bring this up. I don't know. It's not working. We're having some trouble. Bring it back.
Do you remember what names he said?
Yes. But first, hold on. Let's go back. Do you have any names that you think from baseball?
What baseball players I think could be?
Yeah, I know you love your.
Obviously, I'm just gonna say Lindor because that's like the one I know, and the one I root for. He's got a look. And why not? Why not throw him out there?
Lindor. I mean, he could. He could. I could see that. He is charismatic.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge, maybe. Aaron Judge is like 6'8". Massive.
I really don't know enough baseball people.
No, you need to. But I thought Polar Bear Pete Alonso would be a good one. The Mets.
They're just picking Mets people now.
Yeah, he's huge. He's burly, big dude.
Is he?
No. But let's see if we can hear who Curtis Anderson thought.
I had some that could easily slide in and have a ton of success. Kyle Farnsworth, hands down. This dude's got muscles and veins in his legs like I've never seen before. And he would jokingly like pick us up and just like a teddy bear, just boom. He's just got this unreal strength. And I think he could easily make the transition. I know he did some, I don't know if it was arena football, but some kind of semi-pro football after he retired. But the type of shape that he's in, he could easily fit in and, you know, be a heel, be a face, whatever you want him to be, he'd be able to do it all.
He's a Kyle Farnsworth. Pretty big dude, too.
Is it related to Dr. Farnsworth?
I think so. Steve's at Lenny Dykstra. Get her back here. Did have a mission. Interesting.
Who's Lenny Dykstra?
Lenny Dykstra is a Philly, and I believe a Met as well, but mostly known for the Phillies.
Any relation to Kenny Dykstra?
I think that's how Kenny kind of got something. Yeah, I think that he had some part of his name because of Lenny Dykstra.
That's fun.
But Nikki, moving on.
Well, originally I said to you, because they were like, oh, what? Because we always talk about like what famous like wrestlers were previously football players, and I feel like you'd be remiss to not shout out your T-shirt that Macho Man was a huge baseball player.
Well, look
I
at this, prima
wasn't he on someone's AA team and basically didn't make it to the majors, so he went and played football, became a wrestler.
Yeah, Reds, I think Cincinnati.
Yeah, did he play for the Reds, or was he at their like?
I think he was AAA. He might have made it to like tryouts or spring training, and
basically he didn't become a baseball player, so
right.
he became a wrestler.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to shout out Macho Man.
Yeah, Macho Man. Yeah, dig it.
Also, a great segue to your thing.
Yeah, as we get Nikki into main event madness. So we're gonna throw the votes up in the chat. No matter who's here, we are in the finals now, or semifinals and finals.
Yeah, we're crowning a champion.
Yeah, we're crowning, well, technically 2 champions.
Oh yeah,
but a male and a female. So the rules are such: we are voting based off of in-ring ability, promo ability, and marketability or draw, however you want to put it. But it's your own personal preference, favorites if you like. Isn't that how voting always works anyway? Whatever you like. So, Nikki, bring everyone in. Main event match.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Get your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right. Welcome to Space Jam. Space Jam.
Your little trap breakdown.
My white girl dancing, yes.
All right, Nikki.
Dun dun dun.
We'll start. As we always do. With the ladies. Our final 4 in main event madness. We We have Rhea Ripley, Mercedes Moné, Toni Storm, and Becky Lynch, who I believe all four theoretically were top seeds. So no Cinderella story here in our final four.
Mm.
But let's start and just discuss. So the top bracket, we got Rhea Ripley going head-to-head with Mercedes Moné. I'll throw this out here. Who's more marketable? I think that's a good one to start on.
I know people love Rhea. You know, mommy's always on top. I feel like she's so over wherever she goes.
Mm.
What do you think that like her look is too? What do you think
What's up, Reese?
Hello, love. Do you think Mercedes is more marketable?
I could argue, yeah. I mean, granted, she changed her hair, but she changed up her look. She could talk pretty well. Like promo wise, I think I'm a little bit more interested in Mercedes' promos than Rhea's.
I don't want to hear either one of them talk, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not.
Is your little chicken tender slut?
But I don't know. To me,
Yeah.
promo-wise, I would give it to Moné.
I feel like I'm going to be in the minority here. I feel like everyone is anti-Rhea lately.
I mean, potentially.
Oh, and Steven brings up that, you know, she's done other things. Like, she's in The Mandalorian. She got The Mandalorian because she was on Hot Ones.
Yeah. But, yeah, so she's more marketable. And that proves the point.
Yeah.
I think that.
And that's what I'm saying. I think I'm in the minority here that I'm picking Rhea, but I feel like everyone else is on the Moné train.
On the money train?
The money train.
I see what you did there.
Well, it took a minute.
Here we go.
But let's see. Ooh, the polls moved around. I don't like it. They're different colored. But yeah, the chat is all in agreement with me, Nikki.
Yep.
We're moving on.
I feel like I've lost a lot of battles in this, so.
You have. But you got Rollins pretty far.
I got Rollins. I will die on that fucking hill.
We'll see when we get to the men.
I will die on that hill.
Because that's still coming.
And then the next one.
Yeah, the next one we got Toni Storm, Becky Lynch. Let me throw this up in the chat here. What are you thinking about? In ring is a good one to throw out. Who's better in ring, Toni Storm or Becky Lynch?
Toni. And it's hard because I also defend Becky to the end of the earth on this channel because I feel like everyone shits on Becky as well. But everything is Toni. Promo, in the ring, like, I would, as much as I love Becky, it's Toni Storm all the way. Wait, do you think?
I don't know. It's tough. It's almost like a wash to me because in a lot of ways, because I just feel like I could see Toni doing more power moves, but I see Becky as a stronger technical wrestler. So like, it's kind of like 6 in one hand, half in the other. Like, what do you prefer? And I could see Becky doing a little bit more high flying maneuvers than Toni. So,
Well, then if you want to use the logic,
I'm going back.
If you want, if you want to use Steven's logic, she's in that Star Trek show. She was in Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's a tough one. That's where we're getting down. This is what happens in the Final Four. I think we know recently the only time you do Becky Lynch is the fantasy roster. Screw me over. All right, let's see. Last five.
I'm Toni.
Yeah, I'm in the minority. Toni Storm is moving on. All right, so Nikki, do you want to?
So do you want to put a pin in
Yeah,
and then let's move to the men's?
Yes. So let me get all set up here. Here we go. All right.
I forget who's in our besides Rollins. Oh, Rollins, MJ,
All right.
Roman.
Men's bracket. We got CM Punk against Seth Rollins and Swerve Strickland against MJF. So we got at least one from WWE and AEW are getting to the finals. Guaranteed. So, Nikki, let's start.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk, Seth Rollins. Who cuts a better promo? I'm going to make you say it.
Well, I got CM Punk, but I don't. Did he have the more memorable? Obviously, Pipe Bomb Forever, but like, I don't know if I loved. Again, shout out to Kat, our side project on Sundays, Lipsis and Lariats. We both said that that segment was the worst of the week. It's not. I don't know. Is he? Yes, it's CM Punk. Of course, he's great in the mic. Is he maybe overrated on the mic? You have to take the cork out.
Yep, didn't realize
Nick just tried to pour his wine into
This
his
is what
cup
happens when I multitask.
without taking the cork out.
They wouldn't have known that if you didn't say it. Thanks.
Well, yeah, and I have to do this stuff like that.
You know, Nikki,
What?
when you do things like that, I have to do something to you.
Oh God.
You
Nah.
are guest.
I thought you were gonna do the diet drop.
No. All right. So we got Punk and Rollins. Punk 5-10 years ago talked me into any match. He's gotten a little bit lazy lately. Rollins has done a lot more than I thought he would do. In terms of like longevity, keeping me interested in things, whether he's a face or a heel. Promo wise, it's really tough. I think though Punk uses his environment better, like what the situation is, the context of whether it's what's going on in public with celebrities or like what city he's in. Like he plays the crowd and the significance more so than I think Rollins does, and that's where I would give the edge in a promo. In promo battles and mic skills to Punk. In ring now, I would say Rollins all day.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rollins is a much better, but he's also in.
Can I go back and make a counter to your CM Punk is maybe a little more loosey goosey? I think CM Punk was given a lot of leeway by Vince McMahon that a lot of people were not afforded. And then I think kind of post Punk leaving, because again, like Vince was so heavily in it. Again, he made Roman Reigns say suckering succotash. Like I think the early days of Seth, it wasn't great because I feel like Vince was so like, this is what I need you to say word for fucking word.
Yes!
I think
Yes.
Exactly.
Jesus. But I think now that, again, for better or worse, we're in this Triple H Levesque era, but I think he has more leeway and has gotten better than being, I feel like Punk had kind of free reign a lot, and the early Seth Rollins didn't.
Yeah. But maybe Punk paved the way.
But I don't know. It's Seth Rollins all day for me. So I mean, we can keep going back and forth, but
Well,
I'm going with Seth.
I'm going Punk here because I just think the draw is bigger. Let's see. But ironically, Nikki,
What?
The chat's going Rollins.
Why is it ironic?
I don't know. I thought the chat.
They're great people, choosing great people. Again,
Seth Rollins moving on.
Again, Steven's marketability thing. Like, he's on ESPN all the time. He does a lot of his football stuff. I think he might. I would hope he would stay in wrestling and maybe be a producer. But I wouldn't. When he does hang it up, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to ESPN and becomes like an analyst.
Yeah. All right, Nikki, MJF and Swerve. What?
Dude, I love you. Because you said it's ironic.
Okay. Oh, God. All right, Nikki, we got Swerve and MJF. Who is better in the ring?
I feel like this one is the closer one to me than all of them, to be honest.
Than all three?
I think so. Or at least maybe this is
I would say Swerve's better in the ring. I think Swerve's better in the ring. I think you could do a little bit more. But MJF's very good. He's very underrated.
Because I want to see them both just like, I know maybe get shit for this, but like, they've both done a lot of death matches lately. And no, I just kind of want to see them just like straight up wrestle. And I think, again, like, we'll get to it, the Kenny Swerve match was so good, and I was like, oh, I missed both of them in like the ring doing the normal wrestling. It's like, oh, you are good, like that. I love the house call, but it's just like, I want them to just like, they really need to put death matches away for a little bit. They really do.
So,
but
who you going with here?
They're both. They're both heels. Do you know who to pick?
Don't.
Because they're both heels.
Well, this is But
I'm thinking you want to talk marketability. They're both baddies.
Yeah, but they've both been faces and heels, so I've seen them both in those situations.
Again, if you're using Steven's, measure of outside wrestling, that's MJF has more of that than Swerve. And unless
I'm going MJF here because I just think you could do more with MJF. I mean, it's close. Swerve the last year and change has really gone to whole other levels, but MJF for the last 3, 4, 5 years has proven himself. Face, heel, like he's just so over. I'm going MJF. Who are you going?
I don't know. This one's hard. I love them both dearly, but I think I have to agree with you and go MJF.
All right, that broke. The chat was at 50%, so that broke it. So,
oh no.
Yep. MJF moving on. So our final on the men's side will be MJF and Seth Rollins.
This one's hurt my heart.
But first, let me find it. Where was it? There we go. We'll get to our ladies. Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm is our ladies fight.
Toni Storm.
So get this going up in a poll.
Or...
So, better in ring.
I think you can maybe give it maybe slightly to Mercedes, but again, I don't. Mercedes does nothing for me. I'd rather see a Toni match.
Well, then you're kind of talking
but
about marketability.
But also to me, Mercedes is a little more reckless in the ring. Like when she just throws herself around like a rag doll.
Fair enough, but some people, I could argue Will Ospreay's reckless.
I don't disagree.
People love him.
I don't know.
He ironically didn't make it into He was injured.
He was injured when we made these. But
Yeah,
I don't
next
know.
year's bracket will be interesting.
I'm still going Tony.
Still going, Tony?
Still going Tony.
People are coming into the chat. Let us know. We are voting on in-ring ability, promo ability, and marketability or drawability, however you want to put it. Mercedes Moné, Toni Storm, who is going to be the winner of our March Madness, main event madness, I should call it, bracket. Best overall female wrestler in WWE or AEW. Yeah, I'm very torn right now on this.
I'd rather see a Tony match. I'd rather see a Tony promo or a backstage thing that she's doing. She's just more interesting than Mercedes.
Yeah. I'll agree with you on it. Let's see. And the chat is unanimous, Nikki.
Good.
Our winner of March Madness 2026
Women's.
Toni Storm.
Tony Storm.
Any
Good.
thoughts before we move on? It
Good. I had a feeling.
outlasting Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley.
I had a feeling she would be in the final four, final two.
Yeah, arguably one of the top 2 or 3 seeds for sure in this tournament if we had seeded it out.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, let me find who got where were we? Our bracket for fine. All right, Nikki. Your boy Seth Rollins made it all the way through.
I keep pushing him.
I don't know if he was, well, he probably was a top 4 seed in WWE. He had to have been. And we got Swerve. That's a surprise for me. I think Swerve's a Cinderella story here getting to the finals. Who is better in ring? Swerve Strickland or Seth Rollins?
Oh, I'd give it to Seth. I know. I feel like I told you I will die on this hill.
No, I agree too. I think they both can do some different things.
But
Maybe a little bit more of a power game from Swerve. You could see a little bit more of that. But yeah, Seth, I think, puts together, like, again, there's so many epic matches. Oh, Cat's in the chat.
Hello.
But yeah, in the in-ring, I think Seth's better. Now, promo ability. Now, we just talked about if you have Rollins over or a notch below Punk, where does Swerve compare on all that stuff?
I would put Swerve above Seth in promos. He just has, like, again, we talked about it, like, when he did the promo last week, just him sitting in the chair, and he just, like, is so intense, and just, like, just feel like the way he articulates himself, it's just, like, I would give him promo over Seth.
I don't know if Steven's voting for Seth or saying he cuts better promo or is better in the ring. Yeah. Reese is saying Swerve is a versatile and dynamic promo, and Rollins is not.
Agreed. I agree.
Fair. Yeah, so then if it's 1-for-1, then marketability and draw. Who's going to draw more, Seth Rollins or Swerve Strickland?
Again, I think it's close because Reese did bring up he does have all that in his rap game.
Oh yeah, yes.
I don't know. I feel like I'm it's very good football first music. I love Swerve, but it's Seth fucking Rollins. I'm going with Seth. I told you I will die on that hill.
I'm gonna go with Seth
I will
on this
die
one.
on that hill again.
We got 2 votes for Seth. Oh, I didn't put it up in the chat.
Oh gosh.
My bad.
This one's a hard one.
I know.
If it was Swerve Punk, I would have picked Swerve.
Steven's saying Seth is known to the Muggles. Swerve is not. What's a Muggle?
Did you just say what's a Muggle?
Muggle, these words.
Again, in Harry Potter, non-wizarding folks are called Muggles. And you are now King Muggle for not knowing what a Muggle is.
Harry Potter, I'm not a Harry Potter person. I'm not HP Pate. I'm not now HP Pate. Okay, fair enough, Reese. The non-magic people in the franchise. Yeah, that makes more sense.
I know. How does someone that I feel like created the fandom destroyed the fandom? I guess you have to destroy what you create.
Fair enough.
Gross. Anyhow.
All right, Nikki. The chat was split, but our votes unanimously split the chat. Oh, and as I say that, the vote just changed.
Oh no. We'll give it 2
now
seconds if people are still chiming in.
Yeah, and people are still chiming in. Right now in the chat, Swerve's leading the chat. So, Nikki.
Again, I love them both very dearly. But I think this is, I don't know, arguably you're the top WWE guy versus the top AEW guy. I love them both immensely, but Seth Rollins has my heart forever.
As more people are coming in, so.
I love
get
your
your votes
like,
in. Yeah, it's the bar. That's exactly how we do it. We welcome everybody in. Come on.
Come on, Reese. Get it together, sister.
Yeah, Reese. Not voting the right.
I am. Yeah, I said I was. Seth is
Seriously, every time.
my man.
Yeah. But Nikki, I'm going to make the executive call on this one. I'll give it to the chat, and we'll have our winner for this year's.
You're giving it to Swerve?
Yeah, I think the upset, the chat votes on it.
Do it. It's our Cinderella story.
Cinderella story.
No, I'm mad at it. I
This
do.
year's winner of Main Event Madness on the men's side, Swerve Strickland. So,
I love it.
Well done, Swerve.
Are you surprised it is 2 AEW kids that topped our charts?
Well, no, Rollins was good.
I thought you said. Didn't you just say Swerve won?
Yeah, Swerve won. Oh, you mean men's and women's? Sorry, I meant that you meant like in the finals. I thought you meant finals. Sorry, because we just got done with the men's finals. But not necessarily, because I think a lot of our chat is very AEW oriented too, and seen more in AEW. They're given a little bit more time to do more in the ring and even more on the mic to some extent. So, and some people, I think that influences too, like the WWE back machine also influences things to some extent. There is something to be said about, like, remember, like Paul Heyman, like guys like Paul Heyman who had all those stars in ECW that made up, you just knew they were going to be starting, like, he's doing it with no budget. And then when you go to a produced product, right, it can mask people's inefficiencies. So, I don't know. But that's kind of my take on my theory, if you will. Reese, I thought about that right after if AJ Styles was in this tournament. I was like, yeah, it would have been a real interesting one if Styles.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, again,
Ospreay, Ospreay.
It was hard to pick 8 from both because I feel like we went back and forth on who to add, who to take off.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
But yeah.
And I don't know if I agree with your seating, but whatever.
But Nikki,
yep,
it was a fun one. But let's put a bow on the Main Event Madness season.
Yes.
As we move along to let's get into some kayfabe. But let's first hear from a friend of the show as we talk about AEW. He competed this week. Speedball Mike Bailey.
This is Speedball Mike Bailey, and you are watching the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
Everyone does a fancy eyebrow.
I love it. All right, Nikki, our AEW reactions before we get to the big match or the opening match of the night. Well, we talked about it. Our winner of the female bracket? Toni Storm. Who's attacking Toni Storm?
I don't know. It's a real whodunit. I feel like I could name more people it's not than... Again, it's definitely not Ronda. Ronda's not doing anything in AEW. I don't know why they had that thing, but whatever. I don't think it's like Willow makes no sense. Like, could it be like Mercedes?
I know Reese put in the chat like last week that Mina and like the gilded lover, is that the right term? Jilted, something like that.
Like
Jaded,
jilted
whatever,
lover?
Yeah. But I get that idea, and like maybe Mina, but Mina lost again this week, so kind of kills that. I like,
well,
and now you guys brought attention to her because I haven't seen her, and I'm gonna start looking into her. But like that Killer Kelly, like I love that idea. If you're gonna bring in a character like that, that's so vicious, right? Like that's gonna do something like this. I don't know. I'm for it. Do you have any other thoughts? Like returning Britt Baker? I don't know. If Britt Baker
no, it's definitely not going to be Britt Baker. I feel like, honestly, having agreed with Reese, I don't know if anyone really makes sense besides Mina. Unless it was somehow Mercedes, that makes no sense. Like, Willow doesn't make any sense. Like, who's kind of circling around? It's going to be Luther, and we're all going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a nice story. I mean, she's going to be out for...
Like, if she wasn't in NXT, I think having, like, a returning, like, Mariah May would be incredible, but obviously that's not happening. But I don't know. This is going to be a very dragged-out storyline if they're saying she's not returning this year. You know, like 9 months of...
Yeah, it is a lot.
Depending on, again, I don't... They said it's, like, not an injury, but it hasn't said what it is. I don't want to speculate on a woman's body and what she's cooking in there or not cooking in there, but...
Yeah, so, I mean, you could... I mean, yeah, because at this point, would the reveal happen until Toni returns? Probably not. Unless someone takes credit for it, but it doesn't seem as good a payoff if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm just worried that this is going to be like drawn out and no one's going to care.
That's kind of what Steven's echoing. I don't think TK knows if they're going to let this go for months without giving an answer. The resolve should...
I'm worried like it's going to be like the devil reveal again, and we were all very disappointed, or like again it went on too long with the MJF thing. I'm worried it's going to be that. So, yeah, that's more exciting than
she signed a 3-movie deal and doing something on Broadway.
That's cool.
That'd be neat.
Oh, she's gonna be on Broadway. We have to go see her. But I digress.
Yeah, re-saying corner.
Oh gosh. But yeah, no, I'm just worried. Like sometimes I feel like Tony Khan swings so much. Like sometimes he hits things out of the park again, like the Hangman Kenny storyline, Chef's Kiss, and like I did love Better Than You, Baby for so long, and then they got convoluted. Then he's had a lot of duds, obviously, but like this can be great. I'm worried that it's not.
Yeah. And we'll see. We'll see what ends up being the reveal there.
If Toni and Storm and RJ City can maybe still kind of influence stuff even while she's like away.
Yeah. No, it's a good fair point, Steven. The other thing before we get to our big takeaway or the big moment of the week on AEW, so we see it looks like not that they're really at odds, but Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher kind of made up or admitted they're friends. And I'm just going to throw this out there. When will Takeshita and Fletcher leave the Callis family? At Dynasty, do they both leave together?
This is starting to, like, like the Death Riders thing, and akin to WWE, like Judgment Day, like we've been flirting with this breakup for a very long time now. And because you said to me that this was one of the topics, I was like, I didn't realize, was Fletcher and Takeshita at odds, or it's just like
he's
Okada is making it like talking to Fletcher, but he's like, no, we're actually really cool.
Yeah.
And like
He's trying to plant seeds. Yeah,
I don't know. I really don't care. And I really love Takeshita. I love Fletcher. I don't.
Well, I hope not, because I think Fletcher could be the next legit babyface challenger for the world title. No, we will get to that. But yeah, I think soon.
I don't think Fletcher's going to be up there anytime soon.
No, I disagree. But
I like Fletcher a lot. I think he is your future star. I think he's a future world champion. It's not anytime soon.
I don't know. I disagree.
All right. Well,
man,
we'll get there.
Respectfully.
Oh, respectfully.
But Nikki, we talk about the main event scene and the world title scene, and that opened because we had Kenny Omega putting up his EVP title or EVP status, a little bit of a radical approach, against Swerve Strickland for the #1 contendership for the AEW world title. And let's take a look back, because Nikki, to be #1 contender, Kenny Omega knows that you only get what you give.
We're busy still saying please. Friend, now me, so when you're down at your friends, every night we smash a Mercedes Benz. First we run, and now we laugh till we cry. But when the night is falling, you cannot find your light. You feel your dreams are dying all the time. You got the music in you, don't let go. You got the music in you. One dance left, this round is gonna pull through. Don't give up, you got a reason to live. Can't forget, you only get what you give.
Nikki, Kenny Omega is now #1 contender for the AEW world title, as people are coming in, including Linda P.
Linda. Florida. I bet she's a
She's
win.
here.
I was a little, because what was I taking the dog out, or I was coming up from something, and I was like, oh, I have time, and you're like, it's the opening match. I was like, oh, and I went like running to you. I was a little surprised it opened, because I think I said that like I wanted to give it time, but I'm not mad at it whatsoever. Again, now it like makes sense for them to open. I think they were both incredible. I feel like Kenny, I feel like just looked good. Like, I know he kind of said when we get to the later promo that he feels like, I would say, not 100, but he felt back, and I just feel like he just looked so crisp in the ring, and he just looked healthier than I feel like he's been. And I was like, oh my god, it's like something. Not that we forget we love Kenny Omega, but I just feel like it's like, oh, like I felt like he was like back to me, and I was just like, get it. I was like rooting for him this one. Again, much as I love Swerve, I was like rooting for Kenny in this match.
No, I mean, I think, you know how I feel about faces and heels. That's why I said Kenny had to win it. But because it made the most sense that Kenny was going to be a face challenger to MJF.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess my question is, what would it, if Swerve won, what could Swerve as EVP would look like? Because I kind of like the idea of like a heel GM-ish EVP, EVP GM thing. But like, him kind of going around and influencing the scene, like, I don't know. The scene, like, would he have... He doesn't necessarily like the Callis family. He may not have been in favor of them, but who would he have, like, again, the enemy of, like, would he have booked anti, like, Brody King, anti, like, Young Bucks, right? I'm assuming maybe, where would Hangman have been booked? It would have been a kind of a fun...
I agree, and I think him having that EVP thing would have been fun to watch. I think the problem is, and I know you pitch for him to have a faction, but I feel like he doesn't have a faction. He can't be like, well, I'm going to take care of my people, and you get a title shot, you get a title shot, and everyone gets like, it's just him and Nana. So I feel like maybe that's why, because it's just like, oh, I guess to your point that you can screw over other people, but I feel like having that is more putting over like your people, if that makes sense. Like if he had he had what's his face with them. His name used to be Parker Boudreaux.
Yeah,
he was with him for like a hot second and then left. And then he had the other guy that like was this rapper guy, and then he left. And like I feel like if he had like Gates of Agony, or if he had someone like took some of the younger kids, like we saw them on TV, like Top Flight, don't know what they're doing with CD. I don't know. But like, could you give him like or Private Party?
Yeah.
Some of the kids back there that aren't doing anything really. So like I think maybe I love Swerve with the stable. I think that would have made the most sense. So that would have been nice. Reese had a fun thing, just saying him overruling Tony Khan, being an aggressive dictator. He also said interesting fact: 7 years AEW, Kenny Omega is not challenged for the world championship on a pay-per-view. That's crazy. Because he was champion for how long? And then he was kind of like out, and then
But he will at Dynasty, which also is, before we move on and put a bow on it, because I know it's going to be a long one tonight, that Dynasty, I said it, Dynasty's taking shape because you have that match now, the world title match set, MJF versus Omega. They had their little promo off, which Devil versus the Guy, which I hate. I really
I'm not mad at it. And honestly, I thought
everyone needs a nickname.
But honestly, I thought Kenny sounded good here. I feel like sometimes he's not the strongest on promo. I think we can all be honest with that. But I feel like sometimes he like drones on and he gets too like in it, like because he talks so like whimsical sometimes, and sometimes I feel like he gets lost in his own whimsy. But I feel like here, like he cut a good promo, and I was like, he had a banger match. You cut a good promo.
Then he went back later in the night, and he sounded like an idiot too, because he's like, he called me the God of Wrestling. He's like, no, you called yourself the God of Wrestling. Kenny did that. He did it again. This is the second time he did this when he cutting a face promo like with Ospreay. He's like, Will, maybe you should apologize, or I should. And he's like, who should apologize? Like you just said. Like it's like he confuses the arc sometimes.
Yeah.
And, like in who should be.
Well, he said he wouldn't call himself a god, but then he did call himself.
Yeah, and then he's like, maybe I should. It's like, yeah.
I don't know. I still think this is one of his better promos we've seen from him in a while. I just feel like Kenny was on point this week, and I feel like I needed to see that.
Okay, and everything's shaping up, and it's looking like a great card. We're not gonna get too much into it because our the preview's coming up in a couple weeks, but it looks like Ospreay Mox is gonna happen, FTR, and for what it's worth, I know there's younger teams that deserve a spot, but hopefully there's something that's gonna get someone's or multiple teams that are gonna get a rub off of it, but. You got FTR for the first time ever against Cope and Cage. So those three matches alone are big. That's non-title? Really? That's shitty.
Was that confirmed? I know.
I feel like they're going to end up with
I guess he did confirm it.
But, either way, it should be for the belt. But it's still a big money match. Two big names. Like, there's three great matches already on the card. I'm curious to see what else shapes up. As it goes. Sure. So I'm again the next couple April. I set up the lineup for our streams. Like April is gonna be super.
Hang on, kid.
Yeah, with everything going on, the next few weeks is gonna be an absolute blast. So
Teresa's chats. I popped more. I was more excited for the Ospreay Pac match than Moxley. I get that.
Yeah, but he always feels like a step stool to Moxley.
I know, and I get well. That's the whole point of the Death Riders. I get that they took him out, and he has to come back and get revenge. But Mox is a face now. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I'm more excited about him with Pac than a Moxley match. But anyways,
all right, well,
now you're trying to put a bow on this.
Let's see. Yeah, let's go into put a bow on it as we head into our Monday Night Raw portion. So, Nikki,
Do Uncle Fred.
Uncle Fred it is.
This is WWE Hall of Famer Fred Ottman, and you're watching Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. Yeah.
He's all about it.
Good old Uncle Fred. We started talking about the Hall of Fame, so let's put a Hall of Famer out there.
Good point.
Good old Uncle Fred.
All right, Nikki. Let's get to it. So we kick off Monday Night Raw with the two gargantuans. Lesnar comes out with Heyman, and he's calling out Femi.
You peaked! That's the biggest moment of your career! Because at WrestleMania, you're gonna be beaten! You're gonna be taken to Suplex City! You're gonna be F5! You're gonna be victimized! Femi! Damn it, you will be conquered by Brock Lesnar!
Nikki, Oba drops Lesnar again.
Dun dun dun.
It does sound a little bit, it's a good.
Well, that seems to be Heyman's new thing, because if we talk about the Seth thing, he kept saying, FAFO.
Yeah.
So FAF5, he said that the other week. So I'm like, I get it.
But Nikki, as Oba looks strong once again, what's next for Brock Lesnar? And
they announced this is Mania. This is a Mania match.
Yeah, I guess what's next? Like, how does Lesnar respond?
They have to stop. Well, because how many other? Because again, they posted how many other appearances does he have? I'm worried they can't. It's done twice now. I don't think Oba can show him up again, because then I'm worried that he's not going to win at Mania.
That's what I'm worried about. Is does he have too much momentum? Would they put Oba in a spot where he loses? I feel like that's gonna be real bad. Like, could they try and stretch it out to multiple matches? Like, for that reason? I don't. I mean, you can't. Like, he's had a couple of wins, but this I really think would bury him. Would be it'd be on that path. Yeah. I honestly, I also don't care, because I don't care for either one of them. Again, one is Oba does nothing for me, and y'all know my feelings about Brock Lesnar, so I'm like, eh. But I'm worried again. We say for both places, push your young kids. If Oba doesn't win at Mania, it's gonna be bad, especially if this is Lesnar's last year, like as rumored. Yeah. So I don't know. This match does nothing for me, but again, I worry. Again, push your young kids. Reese makes a point. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Oba has nothing to offer the business. He should be Braun versus Brock. I like Braun versus Brock. Oba is. I will say this though. I don't hate this, because I shit on him a lot. But Oba is growing on me. The power bomb that he's done, the build, they are finding ways to keep him relevant. Cat saying Oba's not winning. That would be rough. We brought it up on before, but Brock seems locked in. I feel like, the last week when he's like, "Oh, put your foot on my chest," do that. I feel like if he's coaching him that way, then I feel like Brock's locked in, but that doesn't mean that he'll put someone over either. Right.
This shouldn't be a long match.
Like, but does he consider this putting him over? Like taking a couple moves, you know?
But if you beat him at Mania, that means nothing to me. Oh my god! Like it really would have to be like that Brock, I think Goldberg match when it was just like finisher, end. That's what this has to be.
No, that's fair. I really think Oba needs. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Oba needs a victory, especially if you're trying to build up the next superstar, or megastar for them. But I don't know. We'll see. From Raw, before we get to the end of Raw, anything you want to touch on? I'll give you first crack. I have a bunch of different things, but
I don't know. What are you ending with?
What ended Raw?
Well, then I have to bring up Finn coming back and beat up JD and cost Dom the match.
Mm.
I do want to shit on that trope a little bit that like you're about to do a thing, but then your enemy's music hits and then you freeze.
Yeah, you have 30 seconds. You can still hit the person.
Yeah, like he's still gonna hit again. That's the whole point. That he was just like, oh my god, and then JD came and then he like threw JD. And I also, speaking JD's, I did like that Liv and Stephanie got physical.
Mm.
And then like again, then I went into the back and they had to be broken up. And I'm like, I love that they finally, it wasn't just like them, because I didn't necessarily love when Stephanie cut the promo and like Liv cried. That was weird. But then I liked the vignette. They both cut the backstage vignette video thing. I thought both of those were strong. So then I love that them like actually going to blows. So, but I think obviously, I don't know if it's going to be with the IC belt, but obviously Finn and Dom are doing something at Mania. Do you put Penta in there and make it a 3-way, or have Penta do something else and just have the blood feud between Dom and Finn?
I think you got to throw the title in there.
I don't think it needs a title, but
I don't know. Also, your boy is a felon.
Not mad at it.
He's a criminal now. So, what do you think about that?
And typical Paul Heyman saying that, you know, like I got a restraining order. You're within 50 feet of me. Come. And then when he was like, "Well, Becky will be married to half the locker room, and we'll have to call Child Protective Services," and he's like, "I'll adopt Rue," and that's when Seth was like, "Oh, I'm gonna." And I love he goes running into the ring, and Heyman throws the mic at him, and he completely misses, and then Seth just hits him. I think that's kind of, I don't think the most physical, but to me, like most physical, like the other time him hitting the stomp, other stuff that's not him like hitting the mat, and I feel like this is, I'm pretty sure, again, y'all correct me, but him hitting the mat.
Yeah. 10 years of Scott's going to be world champion.
But our boy Tony. But I feel like I really hope, I think Steven put it earlier, like I really hope Braun is healthy and they can have this match.
Yeah.
I
think, well, that's the other thing that I want to say. Like, if well, first off, will Breakker come back to defend Heyman?
I hope everyone's fingers are crossed for that. I think
so. You kind of throw that out there, though. Then, if he's not ready for Mania, who fights Rollins?
I'm worried he doesn't get a match. Or
yeah, he has to have a match. You're not going to keep Seth Rollins off of WrestleMania.
Yeah, but I guess here's the thing. Even if with Braun, doesn't have to be an actual match, or could they just get physical? Does something happen backstage, or Paul's cutting a promo in between or something, so they can still protect Seth and Braun if they're not 100%?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'd rather see a match, but could you kind of protect him a little bit? Or could it be something to squash? Or, like, it's
like
start,
a segment, and
like a segment, or they try to... That can also be a thing. It does
returns at Mania.
Returns at Mania. I don't want to see Austin Theory, Seth, We already saw Logan Seth.
Reese is saying if Rollins doesn't get a match, he wants Rollins ending 92 holding the world champion over Punk's prone body.
I mean, girl, don't threaten me with a good time. I'm here for that.
But the problem is, again, he's a face.
Yeah,
and that's a heelish thing to do.
That's also a match. Well, I guess we'll get there.
Even though he hates him that much, it's a heelish thing to do. But yeah, it was a nice little extension on Raw of their storyline. But again, I don't know where they go if Ron's not healthy. I think they wouldn't do all this if he wasn't healthy.
Right. So I'm like, hoping, praying. Like, could it be a segment or could it be a match that's super quick and super squashy, or it gets? I don't think they would do if they start to have a match and it gets thrown out. I think that'd be really shitty to have at WrestleMania. So I'm worried, like, maybe it'll just be a segment thing.
Might we'll see. I don't know. Let us know in the chat. But before we get to the main, the only other thing was that AJ and Becky is official for WrestleMania 1-on-1.
There has to be a stipulation for that. There has to be a stipulation.
Yeah, there's got to be something, man. But we'll see.
I did like the promo that AJ cut. I liked the dynamic of her being on the announce table and Becky being like in the crowd.
Yeah, like what could the stipulation be though? Like, I know Reese just threw it in the chat. I was thinking the same thing: submission or I quit. Like I quit probably would make sense because like I need you to.
Yeah, but the other
and
thing
then Becky has to go away because it's also and then Becky has to go away for a while.
Yeah. So, but she just came back at last Mania. But like, I don't know if this is something like a title over his career or a loser leaves town. Like, but I also don't love. I get it, but I don't know if I love it when AJ says I'm your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. Like that's what we were saying when, or Corey was saying it when Machine Guns came.
Yeah, no, and she's not. So as much as I love our Jersey friend, no.
Yeah, so I guess she's saying that to the women that so many of the if Roxanne Perez is your favorite women's
she's
wrestler.
trying to give herself credibility.
Yeah.
More credibility than I think she needs or deserves. But I don't know, we'll see. But Nikki, let's get to it. The main event. Things are starting to heat up for WrestleMania. And on the women's side, but definitely now finally on the men's side. Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Nikki, these two warriors.
Time will come when you have tried above the best and prove yourself. Your spirit never dies. Where I've gone to take my throne above. Don't weep for me, 'cause these will be the labor of my love. Here we are, don't turn away now. We're the warriors that built this town. Here we are, don't turn away now. We're the warriors that built this town. Here we are, don't turn away now.
Nikki,
Yep.
things are starting to get crazy, but are you getting interested now in the Punk Reigns?
No. I don't care. I know I love CM Punk. I don't care about Roman Reigns. Then are you interested? And now you're, I thought it was interesting when he was like, when he was talking to Big Jim, he's like, respectfully, get your brother and get out my ring.
Reese said he hated it and he loved the song.
Steve and I agreed with you. I was like, I don't know what this song is. And we saw Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, Imagine Dragons. It's coming Imagine Dragons Warriors.
When you said Warrior, I thought I was thinking more of that 80s song.
Yeah, which is a good song too. But anyways.
Any hoosers. So basically it was like, oh, get your brother, get out my ring. And then Punk was like, oh, they should stay. And then Jay goes after Punk. And then Jay starts screaming to Roman, like, get him, take care of him, do whatever. And then Roman went back into the ring and
like
beat him up. Exactly. So now it's this whole thing is like throws the dynamic, and I'm just like, what is this supposed to be? And then well, I guess I don't know if we're gonna backtrack, but on SmackDown, Thomas said to.
Well, we'll get to that. We will get.
But like, why is everyone?
So, well, that I do believe that I do have a theory that there is a new MFT bloodline, whatever the hell you want to call it, forming that Jey Uso is going to be either the head of. I think he probably is going to be the head of. I get this feeling he's going to be the head of it. And it does the most for him as the head of it. But I also think another name that could be involved in that is Jacob Fatu, because as on SmackDown, which we'll touch on, but as on SmackDown, they do end up after in a segment, a little bit of a verbal altercation between Tama and Solo that Jacob's fighting with Drew. So like I feel like there's subconscious seed planting or whatever.
So now I'm thinking, because I don't want Roman with the belt again. Can Jey cost Roman and Punk walks out as champion? That's your heel turn.
Possibly, yeah.
That's your heel turn. He's going to have his MFT family, and then Roman will have...
What's up, Joe?
Hello, love. That they'll have different warring... It'll be like a civil war.
I feel like this is how we knew we'd get Joho in. We just bring a Roman Reigns thing out. It's his Darby Allin. Like Darby Allin for Ed, it's Roman Reigns for Joe.
But that's what I'm thinking.
But it could very well be something like that. But again, things are starting to at least eat up. It's interesting. I don't like the fact that they have to include the Usos to give it a little bit more heat to this storyline, but
because they're on TV every week.
But I think it's going to stem into the night after, or a big storyline starts at WrestleMania or goes afterwards, where, again, I do believe that there is some sort of faction forming, because based off of what happened again on SmackDown, and Nikki, that's actually a good segue into SmackDown. You think so? I think so. But before we do that, as we change over, get our staff to change the backdrop, let's hear from someone who's been on a bunch of SmackDowns. Big name, Big E.
This is former WWE champion Big E, and you're watching the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
Big E, world champion.
I also just pointed out he's wearing the WCW NWO Halloween Havoc shirt.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it. Wrestlers wearing, it's like KO does that. Always wears like a random wrestling shirt. Here for it.
Yeah. So.
Oh, get ready.
Steven said like the back, and then. All right. Well, lines are opening soon. But yeah. So we talk about a potential new faction forming because on SmackDown, the MFTs defended the tag team titles against Damian Priest and R-Truth. Are they called Truth and Consequences, or is that just the online version? I like that name though for them. I don't think
I haven't heard that at all, but I'm not mad.
So.
What was his tag team with Woods? Well, that was TNA, wasn't it?
I don't think Priest was with Woods and TNA.
No, R-Truth.
Oh, I don't know that. Reese, throw it in the chat. But regardless, Damian Priest and R-Truth, Nikki, of all people, are new tag team champions. And SmackDown last Friday, there must have been some magic.
OG doing big things, always got a foreign in a foreign when I switch lanes. 24K on my chain, girl, that's real gold. I ain't trying to rush, but I ain't in the moving real slow. So I'ma put the bottles on nice right now. She don't smoke, but she higher than a kite right now. In the mall, I don't even check the price right now. If you're stunned, put your hands in the sky right now, yeah. And I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket, keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they waking up the rocket, keep up. And while you're mad, fix your face on my squad, y'all be trying to keep up. Players only, come on. Put your pinky rings up to the moon.
Nikki, Priest and Truth are your new tag champions, and what are your thoughts?
I said this on the show with Kat last week. It looked like Damian Priest didn't know that they were supposed to win because the look on his face was just like the previous photo that you had up. He was just like, seemed so genuinely shocked and surprised that they won. And just like for everything that happened with R-Truth last year, like R-Truth deserved this. Again, they're doing fuck all with the tag titles on SmackDown. R-Truth gets a reaction. R-Truth gets a pop. Why not put the belt on him and have him walk into Mania? Like, I'm not mad at this. Good for Truth.
Before I give my reaction to this, Reese threw something in the chat. So the TNA team was lethal in consequence. So lethal consequences, I'm assuming. And there's 3 live crew, yeah. But lethal consequences, I think is what
Xavier Woods was
Consequences Creed.
Yes.
I thought C.
You know me, guys. Jackson. Jesus.
But yeah. Oh. I guess it was Truth and Consequence. I don't know. Maybe they were. I'm confused. But I digress. To me, I'm a little disappointed because I thought the storylines of the tag division, as much as you could say it's gone on too long, MFTs and the Wyatts, should go. Just let it fit. There's 2-3 weeks left.
They're getting no reaction.
Then put it in a 6-man, 8-man ladder match and put the lantern up. I love that idea. I think that made the most sense.
No one gives a shit.
To me. And it just kills a little bit of rain. Now, when we look back on, I guess, the MFT's title reign, it didn't seem like much. I mean, the storyline should have been the MFTs and the Wyatts and like how they were taking the belt. They took the lantern, then they took the belt. And it should be working back to the Wyatts getting at least the lantern and the belt back. But I thought a ladder match at WrestleMania would have made perfect sense. And you could have incorporated not just the 2 tag teams, but then the whole groups, get more people on the card, and then had a moment there. And you could have given the belt to Truth and Priest at that point in time. I don't love it because I just think it's another hot potato moment before WrestleMania, and there's so many titles changing hands that this is what we argue about with AEW all the time. We get upset. It's like there's too many titles, too many title changes. No one cares when there is a title change, and this is making the tag titles less relevant.
I think that's the opposite of what's happening. Again, the NFTs and the Wyatt Six are getting no reaction at all. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And it's really upsetting that after everything with Bray and them coming back and how crazy cool, and we went down this whole rabbit hole with, the Wyatt Six. But again, they did fuck all with them and nobody cares. Truth is getting a pop. You want a reaction. And it's also I think it's more of a thank you thing to Truth. I think because again, talking about the MFTs and who's acting like Roman, who's going to be with Roman, who's going to be with Jay, and if there's going to have this Samoan Civil War,
are they breaking up?
Then you have to separate them out. And I think the Wyatt Six needs to, I don't know, be repackaged, redo something, get reinvigorated. I think it didn't help that.
Put Bliss with them.
I think that's what needs to happen. I think also, well, then side note, I think it's going to be.
She needs to lose.
It's going to be, I think it's a multi-woman match for the tag titles, for Nia Lash's titles. I think they're going to lose, and I think Alexa's going to turn on Charlotte. And she would be a boost that the Wyatts need, unfortunately.
Alexa Bliss with the Wyatt Six and taking them to a whole other level. Yeah. It's kind of also influencing Uncle Howdy, you need to be a little more ruthless or whatever it is. Yeah. But we'll see. So I do think, I guess the question is, are the MFTs breaking up? I do think it's happening. I think there's some form of a new faction.
I don't care. I don't care.
Well, what else do you care about before we talk about or do you want to talk about another faction? Yeah, that's a good segue. From one faction that might be breaking up to another faction, Nikki, that is just forming. And you know how I feel about faces and heels. They're not good,
Now, I want that title. So I'm going to take that title. Now, are we going to continue talking or are we going to do something about it?
Nikki, B-Fab, and Nishin join up with Jade Cargill. Nikki, what are your thoughts?
2, 3, hit it.
Hated it.
I get in AEW, she had her baddie section. Made sense. You're giving her this weird baddie section. It made no sense. Last week, B-Fab should have turned on Michin during this match, joined up with Jade. And then you kind of could have had it look like 2 weeks ago. And then last week could have had then Mia Yim turns and joins the three of them. Them out of nowhere doing this.
Yeah.
When again, Michin had this again. Mia Yim, Michin. This whole big thing with her, and now all of a sudden they're like, ugh. And it was like, enemy of my enemy is my friend. I was like, when did Michin and Rhea ever have a thing? Like, this whole thing is so goddamn stupid.
But yeah, no,
and another thing I don't care about.
Well, what made sense, like I talked to you about this offline, is that we're like, what would have made sense is that B-Fab should have joined up with her because B-Fab was like the friend that's like, maybe you shouldn't fight her because she's bigger than you, badder than you, like better than you. And like that would make sense. B-Fab should have been with her for a little bit, being her predecessor. Sense. And then you do a tag match and she's with Rhea, and you could have even had her join up with Rhea up until WrestleMania and help Jade even at WrestleMania and keep that another bigger moment. The timing, we talk about this all the time, is that's what always matters, is the timing of it. You have to have a crescendo of when you're doing things to have a peak moment and make it impactful. And this faction forming at this point in time is very bizarre. And to me, I have this feeling that it's going to lead to a quick match and Rhea's going over at WrestleMania. I think that they don't think that Jade is going to hold the title and be able to hold a feud by herself. So they gave her a faction that for the next couple weeks, Rhea can put down and have a couple good matches maybe to keep interest. And that's what they're going to do. And it's going to be we talked about the Goldberg squash match, Goldberg Lesnar. Was that what? Yeah. And that's what I think we're going to see. And I think it's going to open night one, Jade, Rhea, and it's going to be a quick title change. Boom.
There's no fucking way that Rhea's losing that match. No fucking way. I don't care. Like anything, I don't. Again, the timing is all off. You should have had B-Fab turn on Mia, join up with Jade. And then introduce Mia. I just feel like, again, Reese, I think Mia, to me, she had the coolest, and her NXT music, I'm the HBIC. I'm like, yes. She always came out with her bandana, and she just looked so fucking cool. And then I just ruined her. And I don't.
But
I don't know.
But that we'll see. But I worry that it's very much going to be a quick. They're just bodies stacked for Rhea to claim the title.
So bulldoze the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Before we put a bow on last week's SmackDown, any other things you want to talk about? You want to talk about Drew, your boy Drew, and Jacob?
I thought that's what you were closing with.
Yeah, we'll close. Yeah.
I was shout out to Candice LeRae, whatever you're doing, girl. I see you.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying that, and also love the fact that the Danhausen reversed the curse for $20.
Well, did he though? Because basically, like, I don't know what she's doing with Alex Shelley. I don't know what's going on there, but she helped them win. And then Johnny was back on NXT, and then she basically pushed him on top of Shiloh to get him a number one contenders thing.
They're forming a faction.
Johnny versus Miles. If we can have Johnny wrestling back for a match with Miles, I think that would be chef's kiss. But
what are your thoughts on Jacob and Drew, which closed out?
It opened and closed.
Yeah, I mean, I loved how throughout the night they were just battling throughout the backstage. And that's great that it gives more animosity to the feud. It gives more momentum to the feud.
I think
ultimately they battle off the top of a tower.
I love there's just like this gate, and you just see Nick Aldis like, no, stop, get this gate open, and he's just like, Jacob, no. It's just like, what? Hop the fence. Have you never?
How did they get there?
A 35-year-old man, hop a fucking fence. We've all done it.
It's a lot of work.
Get off a fence. Oh my god. But no, I think it's interesting that they open and close and we're throughout the night. I'm like, I obviously it's gonna be a Mania match. I think this is a show stealer. And I'm real sad. I know we're talking about too many multi-mans or whatever, but I really think it should have been Cody, Drew, Jacob, three-way for this belt. Yeah. I'm sad that Drew was not walking.
Or just the two of them, Drew and Jacob, for the belt. And you could have done Randy, Cody.
Randy, Cody does not need the belt. Again, I don't care.
And there's rumors about Hell in a Cell. Reese is saying Hell in a Cell is confirmed.
Oh, is it?
I would be. I mean, it gets me much more interested. I hate the fact that it's just them, because it reminds me of the Priest match from last year. Was it Priest McIntyre? No, Priest. No, I think it was Priest McIntyre.
No, that was 40.
Yeah, but like similarly, like where like it was just a singles match, and then it like led them on completely different paths on who won, and like I just worry that like the loser of this match may not get the push that they need.
That's a problem. They both need the win, and I feel like they both need the win. And I also feel like they could both take a loss, but I would really hate for Drew to take a loss here. Again, I'm so mad.
Well, they're supposed to provide an update. Nick Aldis tonight on SmackDown as we're 28 minutes out of SmackDown.
Was it a back elbow or whatever he did, and he was falling off, and then Drew pulled him at the last second, and then Aldis like, we need medical, get a medical. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, it's one of the...
Wait, Reese said Hell in a Cell confirmed, but McIntyre, in fact, he was a different step. Then who's in that cell? Am I reading that wrong?
Wait,
1, 2... It's right before your Nick Club call.
Ah, there you go.
Are you saying there's a Hell in a Cell match, but it's not going to be these? And this gets a different stipulation? Am I reading that? Reese, call me, babe, and tell me.
But yeah, Nikki, we are a few minutes out as we're opening up the phone lines. Here, what else we got? There you go. Bliss and Charlotte against the Bellas.
You know what you can't touch. I think, honestly, I think Bellas are taking those belts at Mania. I think they're going to drop them right back real quick.
They deserve them, though. I mean,
I know. Everyone,
like, they deserve it.
They do. I want them to have their little Mania moment, because again, their Mania moment was ripped away. Back whatever WrestleMania that was, when it was supposed to be them and 20 whatever. But I think they'll drop it probably at a Backlash or maybe in Paris or whatever.
Yeah. Then we also got Jelly Roll in competition tonight against Kit Wilson.
I fucking love Kit Wilson. And then I did watch, so Matt Cardona was on Cody Rhodes' podcast this week. And then Matt Cardona kind of put Kit over. It's like, oh, if we were riding together now, like, Kit would like, or if whoever, like a current superstar was with them, whatever. But he basically said that Kit Wilson would have been in their crew. He's like, he gets it. Like eats, sleeps, breathes, like Matt put Kit over, and I really love Kit Wilson.
Yeah, I wonder when I don't even remember. Polly Prince? No, Polly Prince is something else.
What? Elton Prince?
Elton Prince. Polly Prince is from something else. It's a movie. There's a movie.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ellen Prince, who had the fusion surgery, that's gonna be away for a while.
Yeah, like, but when he comes back, I wonder again, like, has
I think we got a lot of time for that, sweetheart.
I don't know. It'd be interesting.
But right now, Kit Wilson being on TV, I am here for it. I do miss a yes boy, but also, and Kat brought this up in our Lipstick and Lariat podcast about, you know, Jelly Roll being so much. And I like didn't remember, and then rewatching SmackDown, I was like, oh my god, he does feel a little too much. Oh. I guess his promo is like just talking. There was apparently it posted that Kit Wilson literally texted his parents telling them not to watch SmackDown because Jelly Roll basically says he fucks his mom. So I don't know. He's gonna win. Is this gonna lead to a thing with the Miz? Is it gonna lead to something with Danhausen? Is he going to get a tag team partner? Again, the rumor was Royce Keys. So now they're saying that's not going to be Royce Keys. Again, I think you're missing something here with, you know.
We'll see. And then also, Nikki, as we put a wrap up before we open phone lines, Randy Orton's going to address the crowd again after last week.
Because he beat him.
Destroying Matt Cardona because he didn't apologize.
Matt Cardona's pants.
Yeah, he just beat the crap out of Matt Cardona, who's probably now going to be out until after WrestleMania. Which
Matt Cardona forever.
But once again, I'm going to ask who's Randy Orton talking? You think it's Ted DiBiase Jr.?
Ted DiBiase says it's Ted DiBiase. I don't know, you know, again, not to get political or, you know, cases around here, but okay. I'll be not surprised, but surprised if he does show up. I still think it's Cowboy Bob. Like, it's not the fucking Rock. I think Cowboy Bob's going to show up.
Yeah, it could be Cowboy Bob. Ted DiBiase would be an interesting one. Someone with a family legacy, I think, makes sense.
Sorry, I just read
that. Jeez.
Get it.
Settle down.
Is he calling up the NXT faction that's all the second gen kids?
Smith. Interesting. That'd be an interesting.
Does he have the
kids? Yeah, that'd be an interesting one too.
Does he have the? Is he good with WWE? Wasn't he like signed and not signed and back and forth and back and forth?
No, I like that idea too. The Regal Finley stable that David Finley didn't want to be part of.
They all got hurt. Well, Alexis King got hurt in the house show last weekend. But not mad at it.
I know. We'll see.
I don't know. It's Cowboy Bob.
But Nikki, it is that time.
Tis that time.
Switch it back. Time to open up the phone lines. My little blondie. You know, when we do this, I only need you to just do one little tiny little thing. Hit the snare. Bing bong. Bing bong. All right, Nikki.
Yes.
He said he's ready to go. He's been waiting to rant. So let's hear it from His heart must be pounding. Because you know he does this every time he gets ready to call. He says, oh, Joe.
Oh, hey guys!
Hello.
Cheers!
What are you
Happy
drinking?
Friday. Quiet Man blended Irish whiskey. Good
Ooh.
stuff. Yeah, good stuff. I've been thinking, as you can tell from the smoke coming out of my ears and that grinding noise. I'm a little disenchanted. Scratch that. I'm really disenchanted with the same garbage storylines of someone changing their perspective over insecurity and ego and betrayal. Blah 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 blah. Heard this before. Ooh, I need a drink. With that said, I don't care about the Bellas. I don't. Who cares?
No.
The only thing that's entertaining lately is Danhausen, and that's it's just for the sheer corniness of it. Him and Chelsea are the two brightest stars right now. They really are. This is a joke. Oba, please, for the love of Christ, beat that. Never mind. This is a family show. I don't have to let you know what I think of him. We all know what I think of him. But I hope Oba wins at Mania.
It might be. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be a very quick match.
It might be the Mania squash match, and you know what? I'm okay with that as long as Brock doesn't pull the I'm Brock Lesnar, so I'm not losing because I beat Taker at Mania, so I shouldn't have to lose. Shut the up, douchebag. But I digress.
But at this point in time, I don't even know if they even because he's not that
He's a part-timer.
Yeah,
and that's actually that's an insult to other part-timers because he's not even really that.
Yeah.
Which leads me to the biggest part-timer of them all. Looking at you, Roman. Go away! Please. We know your cousin's on the board. And by the way, I hate to break it to you, princess, but if you're calling CM Punk old, you're only 7 years younger than he is. Phil is 47. You're 40.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the back nine there too, pal. Not to mention, we know that your contract is up at Mania. So we've also know or heard rumors that you're done about 2028. Which means, if anything, if you do win the title at Mania, which you probably won't, is you're done in 2 years and you're going to go to Hollywood like your cousin. That's fine. Go. Bye. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Won't miss you.
Yeah, but that's where I disagree. I do think part-timers are needed. And I know you are
why?
Because it elevates the talents that's there full-time. Because when you beat a name, absence makes the heart grow fonder. When you beat a name that has multiple titles, that are Hall of Famers, whatever you want to call it, it elevates the person that's there. And me beating someone who hasn't done anything is important. It's the same thing. It doesn't do me beating someone who's been a mid-card champion and being a world champion. It doesn't elevate me at all. If I beat Becky Lynch or someone like that, someone of that status, it's going to elevate me as a full-time if they're part-time.
Okay,
so Joe, go.
No, go ahead, Nikki. Go ahead. It's okay.
I was like, then Roman should be here as a part-time to put the young kids over. Who is he putting over? He had that feud with Bronson Reed. Didn't do shit for Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed didn't do much with it. Bronson Reed did beat him. Bronson Reed was the first person to pin Roman Reigns in 3 years.
So here's the other thing. Your point would be valid, and for a minute, your point was valid in WrestleMania in wrestling history. But at this point now, you have things like NXT where you're developing new talent. So why do you need the old timers to come back to get someone over? Why can't they just make a name for themselves to begin with? Then why develop them in the first place? That's your farm system.
NXT is a breeding ground. It is not WWE. It is a developmental.
Yeah, it's your farm system. I agree.
But what happens in NXT has no bearing on the main roster whatsoever. You could be a 3, 4, 5, 10-time champion of NXT, and it does not mean a damn thing on the main roster. Because you're a whole reset, the whole new audience that comes to you.
I agree. It's like playing for the Somerset Yankees and getting called up to the Bronx. You're right.
No, it's not even that level, because I don't even think that the audience is even to the level of like AAA. I think it's even like more like AA or single A.
I think more people are watching NXT than the Somerset Patriots.
Yeah. But my point is that NXT is the farm system of WWE. And at this point now, the fans are so educated that I don't need a Roman to put someone over. I just need someone to show skill on the microphone and talent in the ring. That's it. Because we make the superstars now, not a title.
No, the storylines are very important. I agree with that. Like the crowd.
When they're good. When they're worth listening to.
Yeah.
When they're not just tossed together. Give me a storyline in the last year that has actually brought some emotion, that the way, like, I don't know, a Shawn Michaels versus like a Ric Flair would have done. Now, of course, that was a special moment. But any other of like from the Attitude Era.
Well, I would say
where the storyline was also told within the match.
Gunther Cena.
Ugh. Okay.
Gunther Cena, the first one I'll give you. I mean, I'll double down. Gunther, AJ Styles. But those career.
I think Gunther. Then I would do Gunther Goldberg.
Yeah, those three alone. But like, I'm trying to shy away just from him as an example.
And that was only because they were retirement matches. That's it. That was the storyline. Will they retire? Won't they retire? Wow. Really thought-provoking and compelling stuff.
I mean, I think a lot of the Judgment Day storylines from last year, I mean, they've come to a head at that point.
Old. I think when you were getting rid of Rhea and Priest and having Liv come in. So I would put that. No, I agree. I don't know. It's like, oh my God. Right now.
Let's change to something a little more fun. Did you guys see that Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu were at the Yankee and Giants game? Was it last night?
I heard that they were.
That's why that match became non-title.
Yeah,
I didn't see them.
Yeah, because they were both there, and Jay did because it was opening night for the Giants in San Francisco, and they put Jay on mic for the play ball, and in typical Jay fashion, incomprehensive and incoherent.
Oh, he was drunk.
No, it's maybe he was drunk. I don't know, but classic Jay.
I just remember him at Cena's last match, and he's like, he's not retiring. And he was like leaning on Jackie Redmond to like stand up. Oh God.
Yeah, get it together.
Get it together, girl.
And I missed Nikki news tonight. Did Nikki, did you do the story I sent you?
I did not, because it makes me sad.
Oh God.
You stole money from children to go to WrestleMania.
I know.
That's what she did.
Discord our chat that the story about the lady,
the woman in Brooklyn who embezzled millions of dollars from kindergartners to fucking go to WrestleMania.
She embezzled $350,000 in Brooklyn from kindergartners to buy WWE VIP tickets.
Yowie wowie!
Wow. That's
sad.
Yeah.
one step below stealing from the collection plate in church. Like, what?
Yeah.
What were you thinking? What?
The woman's crazy, but also you have people that need to embezzle money from children to go to your show.
And look, I saw that storyline on Facebook. That's where I sent it to you, and the comments were essentially that of like, well, you need to do that in order to to fund the TKO prices.
You see, they're doing a package for when they're in Italy in May. That if you spend like 11 grand, you can make pasta with a superstar, which is probably like going to be like Apollo Crews.
Wait, so it was 3 million.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Kat. She embezzled 3 million and
only
350.
5% or 10%. I think
Yeah.
something like that. But that's still a good amount.
Still, you stole money from kindergartner.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. The moral of the story is she stole money from the kids. That's wow.
But would you spend 11 grand to go make pasta with Apollo Crews in Italy?
No.
Yeah.
Or it was like 9 grand that you can go on Cody Rhodes' tour bus and get a tour.
I've seen what the inside of a tour bus looks like before.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, Ken, isn't acting? It just said superstar, so I was like, it's probably like a low rung, so I threw out Apollo Crews. But if it's Axiom, like
I've been on tour buses before. They're not that special. A bedroom, a bathroom, a kitchen, and that's it. It's nothing special.
I know. You don't need to see. Joe, what else is getting after you before we let you go here?
Cheers. Talk to you guys later.
No, that's all you got. Oh,
love it, babe.
Fuck you, Brock.
Fair enough.
Ed's not here, so someone's gotta say fuck you to somebody.
Someone's got to drop an FU. It's Yoho this time. All right, Nikki. I know Joho was feeling sort of way. Thanks. He had a lot going on, but
love it.
All right, let's get to it. Next up, Nikki. We talked about a new faction on SmackDown. Jade Cargill. She brings a storm. On this show, Reese brings a storm with a little bit of Reese lightning.
I was summoned, I believe.
What's up, Reese? What are you having? What are you drinking? What are you thinking? Pepsi?
I'm drinking nothing.
Oh, no Pepsi Reese tonight.
I drank all earlier on. I'm in focus mode. I'm character creating for other things.
Reese did a phenomenal job creating myself and Nikki. I like thinking mine's better, but
that's what I do best, you know.
But if Nick is not, if Mr. T is not world champion within the month, there's going to be
month of the debut.
Yeah. You know what could happen, Reese?
A month.
He wants a blimp. He wants his face on all your trucks.
I put Mr. T's face on all the trucks. I want a blimp flying around your internet. Digital arena.
To be fair, nah. If you want to do it, you've got to earn it. Can't expect me to just speak a word for you.
All I know is when I was watching, my guy never got pinned and he never lost, or he never. So, well, that's the booking problem, and that's bad creative on your part. So we'll see that arena empty out real fast digitally. Even the digital people will say this booker doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
It's the AI that controls the matches. I just sit back and watch.
Yeah, that's how they all think. That's what they all said.
Oh, that's my job.
Kevin Sullivan, Vince McMahon, Kevin Nash, they all said the same thing. I just sit back and when the audience tells me who to, yeah, sure. And then suddenly Reese is world champion.
If I have you must know, by the way, like my character may have won the title, but he didn't win it.
Oh, the truth comes out.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I don't lie. I never. You never said, "Did you make your character world champion?" Yes or no? No, I said I did. But like Kenny Omega, we weren't the first champion. But we damn sure stole the damn thing. Because bitches be crazy, and that bitch is mine.
I digress. Anyway, Reese, what are you thinking?
Call me a bad booker. Compare me to Kevin Nash. I have working legs, you know.
Some people that makes one of us. Whatever.
I mean, I'm saying that about Kevin Nash. Let's be real.
That drop is the worst drop to have for me. But anyway, what are you thinking?
Joho's absolutely spot on. Like, he's absolutely spot on about storylines. There's nothing as good, although I go one further. I say 2 years. But there is nothing generally exciting storyline-wise in WWE. It's all redundant past stuff that's been around for years that they cannot change or get away from, and it's actually becoming a problem. Now, you can look at other companies and they're doing redundant stuff, absolutely. But I said it last week, and I'll say it again, word for word. Piss off, Catherine. This is your most important time of the year. Mm-hmm. This is where you're supposed to get all your big business in, where everything's supposed to be at its culmination stage to then move to the next point. Mm-hmm. If you are mucking about your fan base now, you may as well cancel the event. That is how shit this WrestleMania season is. I would rather see it cancelled than watch it. And I don't care because it's in Vegas. And Vegas is a shit place anyway, so it's cool. But it's plain and simple. Like, there is nothing remotely exciting about Mania. Nothing. And Nikki, you're 100% spot on about the Botox. Sorry, the Bellas.
But yeah, we still only have the major 4 belts announced, and then Oba Brock. There's still, I thought maybe something would happen on Raw, like maybe something with Penta or whatever. Are we gonna see, Finn? Like, how are we now this close? And then a 2-night card is not announced.
It's genuinely weak and really poor. But it's not just that as well. It's you're meant to know your Mania season roughly, let's say, the end of SummerSlam. Like, they're already, like, you should be overlooking everything, but you should be at least be prepared for whatever in between SummerSlam and Mania. So you've got your Survivor Series and all that. Like, you've got things in between. The Royal Rumble by after Survivor Series, and then who's going to win that, who's going to win the Chamber, blah, blah, blah. But you should realistically know what your Mania main event is going to be, or at least half of your card. This year, they haven't, it's almost like they haven't got a clue. And there's no excuse. Like, there's genuinely no excuse. People can try and blame TKO. It's not TKO's fault. TKO, to be fair, are irrelevant, but they're also incompetent anyway. But the general WWE machine of creative really is poor.
No, I'm not saying it's the creative has been great. You don't disagree, but how much of it too is like, and we said this because I'm like, like, is there like May, right? There's 3 pay-per-view or 2 WWE pay-per-views in May.
Yes.
And we got Backlash in Italy. And it's like, are they setting up? Is WWE traditionally, right? Backlash, you had Backlash, right? But it really wasn't like
your Mania reaction or Mania Fallout pay-per-view.
Even before that, I'm talking like 6, 7, 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Like it was, you might get a rematch from one of the like mid-card matches, maybe a main event match on like usually SmackDown, right? Like the world title or something like that. And a little bit of spillover, but it's not necessarily the go-to and like the go home, for lack of a better term. And I get the feeling that with the May pay-per-views, PLEs that they have set up, that WrestleMania, because there's so many, and you have Saturday night's main event that's coming and like all that stuff, that they treat everything like it should be a PLE because it's a special, unique event, right, to sell. And now you have all these matches that over the course of 3 mini, we'll just call them mini PLEs, right, could be one really good, strong PLE, and that's hurting the WrestleMania product. And I think that a lot of this is going to that time frame of like, are they booking beyond WrestleMania these storylines and starting them? What normally would culminate at WrestleMania is actually being like almost a midpoint.
It's a good theory, and I think there's maybe some elements of truth behind it. But if that's the case, then WrestleMania, as AJ Styles said, basically means hee-haw now. WrestleMania means nothing if that's the case. So if that's the element, then don't go in treating WrestleMania like a spectacle now. Instead of calling it the grandest stage of them all, which it hasn't been in so many years, just call it another 2-night event then. Because if some elements of what you're saying is true, and I kind of see where you're coming from, if that's the case, then why are you having feuds run all the way to Mania to culminate when you're just going to do the next act of the same feud, say the following night on Raw? Like it's like I said like a couple of minutes ago, it's lazy and it's really cheap. And I go in want to see something. I want to see something tangible, something good. I'm sick and tired of sounding as I do. Because again, I'm a wrestling fan. I want enjoyment, but like I can't get enjoyment at something that's deliberately not wanting to let me enjoy. Now, people will say, well, the obvious thing is either stop watching or stop having, or maybe have a different viewpoint. I can't. I grew up on this, but I don't watch it as engaged ways I used to. I look at widespread companies across the world and I can engage differently. When I'm watching WWE, I'm watching it purely to see if I can actually think, what would I do differently? Everywhere else I'm watching, this is all right. TNA's sort of similar. They're trying to regain my trust. If they slip me a couple of $100 or a couple of grand, then I might start changing my mind on them a little bit because they're still trying to cause me surreal pain. But with WWE, like to them, it's almost as if like they're thinking they can get away with it because they're charging so much money. And Joho was like absolutely spot on. Like, well, there's nothing special about a tour bus for 10 grand. Now, if that's say 9,999, whereas Deonna Purrazzo and the $1 is entry into the tour bus, then I'm in. But there's nothing there, and I look at it now. And I'm thinking, storyline-wise, is there anything there? Not really. Is anyone that deserves to be on the card going to be on the card? Well, right now, there's no Io Sky match announced. There's nothing for Chelsea Green. They don't know what they're doing for Penta.
Nope.
The machine guns are going to be too busy in catering, shooting water blasters. Like, generally, all the folk that I like aren't even going to be there. Unless they do something. So again, should I just skip Mania? That's right. I'd be all right with that. I mean, Dynasty's on my birthday. Cool. But Mania was supposed to be and it got changed. And I thank them for that. I thank New Orleans for this. But I generally think if they do not somehow know what the plan is for Mania, which is in 3 weeks, by the way.
It's insane.
They're in trouble, and people really need to start holding this creative accountable, because if they don't, it's going to get worse, and it'll get worse April 20th, Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
And I don't want to be that person that says, "Oh, by the way, I told you so." I hate being that person.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, I don't. Well, but there is time. I mean, the mid card usually shapes up. I think there's going to be a couple multi-man matches in the mid card, but
I just feel like they changed again. I think they were banking on Cody Roman, and then realized that was a bad fucking move, and everything just fell by the wayside again. Like Brock Breaker getting hurt, Seth being hurt. Now you got Bronson Reed hurt. Like Chelsea, what's going on with her? I hope magically she can come back because I would love Chelsea, Julia, Tiffany for the women's US. I just feel like, but you also haven't filled out any of your mid. There's like nothing. 5 matches, and you're fucking 3 weeks out to your biggest grand stage, the granddaddy of them all, your 2-night spectacle, and you give me 5 matches for 2 nights, 3 fucking weeks out.
I would not be surprised if you hear the words. There's going to be 2 special multi-person tag matches like they did at 39 or whatever it was.
Yeah,
it'll just be so all over the place, and
that's what I'm saying. A bunch of people on the show, and
but again, like the Gunther Drew Sheamus match, I'm not mad at.
I'm not mad at that. I'm talking about when they did like, what was it, eight person tags or whatever it was. They did it for the men's and the women on both nights. I'm talking about them, like those big random matches, because they're like, oh, these people need to be on here. Well, no.
No, I think like a triple threat for the men's Intercontinental title makes sense. I think
not this year.
Often somehow in the women's, I could see there's being some weird like.
If they put Penta on that feud,
what's that?
If they put Penta on that feud between Balor and Mysterio, I'm going to be pissed off.
Agreed.
He should not be involved with this. Penta's had his moment. Go and defend your title against someone else. Someone who can. You know what they should do? Penta versus Vikingo at Mania, and Rey Fenix in a triple threat. Give me that.
Yeah, but
I
know it'd be a great match. There's, I mean, you're talking about the build-up. There'd be absolutely no build-up. But
brother,
I don't care.
Him versus Phoenix, brother versus brother. I feel like that's an exhibition match. Your brothers. Again, that AEW match between the two of them, they're ripping their fucking masks off.
We'll see.
It'll be better than Uso versus Uso, that's for sure.
True.
Yeah.
They also got their time dramatically cut. And again, it's I don't want to, I'm going down a rabbit hole.
Well, Reese, last shot before we let you get out of here.
The SWA is better than WWE, and I only do it a couple of times a week.
Fair enough. Reese.
Love it.
It'll be better. Because that's...
we're gonna put it over. He was gonna shut up me and Kevin. How dare you? SWA.
I can bring it back in here.
I was actually.
There we go. Do it again.
Get your stuff in.
You're running back to Jey Uso.
Please don't compare me to that guy.
Hold on, Reese. We'll do it again.
So like I said, SWA is better than WWE. It's not even hard because it's purely my creative mind. Lipsticks and Lariats episode 2 last Sunday was genuinely really good. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to episode 3 on Sunday. And Joho, here's a message to your wife because you're actually watching. She is also welcome on this podcast anytime she likes.
Ooh.
Just let Nikki reach out to her. Well, you know the score.
I put the beacon out there.
Now hit subscribe, like, share, and I'm off. Bye, people.
Babs. Dario.
Unbelievable.
That's my producer, okay? You gonna be nice.
He's a real ring-a-ding-dong dandy. Thanks, guys.
You can attest, I showed up early for our podcast.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
Yeah. You show up to his meetings early.
I show up to recent meetings. I don't show up.
You need to do?
Cut it out. Get out of here.
Too much.
Mm.
But you know what's not too much?
Say his name and he appears.
I believe in Steven.
He's
Hi.
Cold Steve. Oh, I believe
Do it again.
Really enjoying the showhousing tonight.
You are.
That's the bottom line, because Cold Steve said so. Now give me all the human monies.
We refer to each other and giving us human monies.
Human money. All the time. It's like, give me your human monies.
20 human dollars.
Which apparently broke the curse. I think it broke.
Fucking Danhausen, man.
They posted. I went back and rewatched the highlights for SmackDown and Raw, and there was a 17-minute video on their YouTube channel of all his appearances, and I sat there and watched the 17 minutes again. It's so fucking funny.
I loved it when he was chasing. This is my normal voice now. I loved it when he was. For those who are new, I loved it when he was chasing Kit Wilson and just going, what?
Yes. Oh my god, that was so funny. And then he was like, "Oh, he's the best one." He's like running after Kit. Oh, it makes me laugh so hard. It's so dumb.
I know he just got here. It might be too much to give him a match. Have him partner with Jelly Roll against Kit and Miz, but at least give him some kind of a walkout segment where he curses somebody. I mean, give him something. You can't have him not be there.
Yeah. Well, he could be like.
Can he host?
That's why I love the blimp idea. Like, I think it's hysterical if he had his own blimp just like around.
Him with like a remote control blimp.
Just like
and then like
around the whole night.
And then like crash it. Like, oh, it'd be so fun. Give him something.
I'm on the blimp house.
Yeah, like just like the old school you remember, like the in your house blimps. Like those are
like the 1-800-COLLECT.
Yeah.
Or like the Stridex blimps.
Yeah, like those are just Danhausen's face. Like we gave you a blimp and just let him fly it around the whole night and just like even let it crash, like literally let it crash into something. Like it would just be hysterical.
Oh, he's just been great so far. I don't even care. I mean, he's probably gonna have to wrestle at some point, but I don't care if they ever give him a match. Just do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's like literally, like you had like all those talk shows, but his would be hysterical.
Oh yeah, just funny. It's funny because I saw those old shows and I didn't, I chuckled, but I didn't think he was that funny. And just whatever he's been doing on WWE, he's taking it to the next level. And I'm sure they've mostly left him to his own devices. I mean, I'm sure they tell him who to interact with and get this storyline across and whatever. But other than that, I'm sure they leave it mostly to him because I mean he's family friendly.
Him dancing to New Day Rocks is like, you are cursed. And he was like, oh my god, I laughed so hard. He was like, oh, you can cursed crunch.
And the audience was following right along.
Yeah,
curse crunch would be great.
You are cursed. And then I love that like Kobe was like, we don't believe in your voodoo, and then threw Grayson Waller right in front of him. Like that's like, oh god, that segment was so funny, so good.
And then with I Show Speed.
Oh yeah, like him chasing I Show Speed with like hands like this.
I've been, what took you so long? I've been waiting for you. And then the last thing I saw right before the show was looking at all the trucks to see if his face was on them yet. Like, I think like Tiffany's face was on 2 trucks, and he was like, "That's where Danhausen's face was supposed to go." That's an easy impression to do.
Yeah. It's great. It's just like literally he's like, I forget. No, it was Matt, I think who called in a couple weeks ago, and was like, he's like curmudgeonly, like he's like he says he's bad, but he wants to be, but he's not really bad, and it's just like funny, like he's just like someone like, and he's like, you're talking like the things you would mumble to yourself, he just says out loud, and he just like follow, like when he was following Aldis around, it was Aldis around. He's like before he met the Miz, he's like, yes. It's like,
he was like walking.
Mannerisms, yeah.
He's so funny.
I heard his voice as it's like, start with Krusty the Clown, who's a fairly easy Simpsons impersonation.
Mhm.
Take out some of the graveliness and then put it up an octave, and that's pretty close to Danhausen right there.
Interesting. Reese said doink. Reese said like a weird, like a funnier Doink the Clown or something like that. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because Doink the Clown was meant to be scary at first anyway. Because Matt Bourne was a fucking psycho. All right. What to talk about? Some odds and ends that I saw. First of all, it just pleased me very much as a Dodger fan to see Jey Uso try to get 41,000 San Francisco Giants fan in. I keep wanting to call it Candlestick Park. Candlestick Park is long gone. Whatever the hell that stadium is.
PNC Bank.
Trying to get him to yeet. And I think he'd be surprised at how little overlap there is between wrestling fans and baseball fans. I mean, I know we've got two right here now, but and he's trying to get the whole thing to yeet. It's a sold out crowd. The mascot of the Giants, some oversized anthropomorphized sea lion, had the yeet glasses.
That's the only thing I saw.
Yeah. And Jay, probably had a few, as is his predilection there. Before that, he threw the first pitch, and the audience was completely dead. And then right after that, of course, the Giants went out and didn't score any runs. So, again, as a Dodger fan, that just made me very happy. But not that I'm petty about our rival team or anything. Other sports-related stuff, just to talk about maybe her, hopefully her availability to do.
Oh, we were wrong. Petco. It's Petco. PNC is in Pittsburgh.
No, Petco is San Diego.
Oh yeah.
He's saying Oracle.
Oracle Park. Oracle Park.
Yes. All right.
Oh
Joe got it right. Joe is a baseball guy. Yeah, he would know that.
Fenway.
I liked Candlestick Park better, but anyway, just as a maybe a hint of her availability to do something at Mania, a match, a segment, whatever. Did anybody see Chelsea Green kick that field goal?
No.
Yeah, she was visiting like the Steelers training camp or something, and it was a very short field goal, but it was still a field goal, went through the uprights and everything. And I didn't see any sign. I mean, maybe she had the cast on underneath or whatever, but I don't know. It looks like she could be cleared pretty soon. I would think based on that.
Is it with the foot that she was in the boot?
Which foot was in the boot? I don't remember.
Right foot.
I believe it was the right foot. But still, you gotta plant with the other foot, so you need both feet. And she did a good job, and hopefully they put her in something at Mania. Just related with Chelsea Green, I saw her do this week a reasonably serious promo, I think, related to AAA, and I thought it came off really well. And I think there's money in a storyline where they play off the Michael Hayes comments off Unreal, the quote unquote unscripted comments, wink, wink, and and she starts trying to prove herself that she can actually be serious and be a wrestler, and the audience gets behind her, and she becomes this big underdog character. Just give her a shot.
I think that's what we're getting to, right? Like everything's planned. Like even like Steven, you're a movie buff, and like even reality TV, like you're gonna act differently when you're on camera. So everything changes. Like they know what's going. So there's levels of it, and everything's a worked shoot to some extent. So I wouldn't doubt anything like that. That like she's first off, she has more fan support than most of the women on the roster.
Agreed.
So like,
and she has the Undertaker's seal of approval too. He doesn't, he doesn't shill for almost anybody who's on the active roster.
Yeah,
agreed. And he said she's underutilized.
Yeah, and that's the point. Like if you're over now, it wouldn't take that much. Like it's ironic that she's married to Matt Cardona, like someone who just like got an organic offline presence to build him up. But like, yeah, if you're over enough, the crowd's going to support you whether you're a face or a heel, and you can flip that switch to make a star. And I think they're just waiting for that, and it's interesting.
Love to see her win Money in the Bank at the end of August in New Orleans, assuming the show isn't canceled by a giant hurricane.
I would love. She would be so good with that. Again, when she took, not last year, the year before was in Canada, and she took the big dive off the.
Yeah, the ladder. Yeah,
it was 2 years ago. Yeah.
One more thing I want to point out from that I found some happiness in from SmackDown last week that I at first I heard and I'm like, wait a minute, what did he say? What I thought, and then I got a couple of more examples of it later on in the show. Wade Barrett at the end of the Randy Orton segment dropped. He said 2 words. He said, "Viva Hate." And I'm like, that's the title of a Morrissey album. And I'm like, I wonder if that was just coincidence. Morrissey, Morrissey is a shit human being, but I love his old band, the Smiths, that he was in. So, but I recognize, I mean, that's the Viva Hate is the name of one of his solo albums. And then later on, I don't know what he was trying to pull. If maybe he was just having some, having some fun, on his own. But during the Jade Rhea segment, he dropped 2 more Morrissey solo album titles. And I'm like, oh my God, he's actually trying to do something. He mentioned "You Are the Quarry," and then he mentioned "Ringleader of the Tormentors." I'm like,
yeah. I think he just popped himself.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm like, I hope this is kind of a regular thing where he tries to, not Morrissey all the time. Morrissey only has so many albums, but like, try to sneak in some stuff where it makes people go, hey, wait a second, that's that thing. As I've said for a long time, it rewards people paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Even to just the little details. I'm sure it means nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it's fun to hear these little Easter eggs every now and then, even if it's just Barrett amusing himself with another music act from his hometown, Manchester. I thought it was amusing, and I know that a lot of this is music from before any of you were born, so but I liked it. It was a fun bit in the Jade Rhea segment where Rhea is still looking like she would rather be anywhere else. Don't worry, it'll be over soon. So,
yeah, fair enough.
I just Wade is so goddamn good on commentary, and like feels sort of out of nowhere. But I know he's doing stuff as Stu Bennett, like with NWA, but I love Wade on commentary, like a lot.
But also, get screwed.
What about your buffering?
Oh, I just said she loves Wade Barrett.
I was saying I love Wade Barrett,
and he should have won the world title.
No, Wade Barrett is a fun announcer.
And
last thing, before I close with more Danhausen impressions, okay, Gunther. I think that was part of the, one of the main things that came out this week, about how Gunther, he's been gone for 3 weeks and doesn't have a match. Okay. I mean, they're waiting to see if Ray is going to be healthy enough. I don't think that should be the match anyway. If the intent is for Gunther to retire Ray, I don't think anybody should retire Ray except Dom, but Dom's already going to have a match on a different match, I'm sure. So, maybe save that for down the line. But just in case, first of all, always have a backup plan that you can go right to in case of disaster, break glass. And second of all, okay, Gunther, who, up until his, involuntary vacation time that he's been having, was one of your hotter heels. and they said the intention was that he was going to have a significant match. Well, I have an idea. Who's on SmackDown who's probably not doing anything?
Steven?
No.
Steven,
the suspense.
Don't break my heart.
The suspense.
Steven, come back.
The suspense is killing us.
Love isn't always on time. Oh, hold the line. Love isn't always on time. Oh.
My signal's fine. That was yours. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anywho's.
There's difficulty.
You're freezing.
You're
Anyways, yeah. So all right. So give Gunther an open challenge. Out comes Ilya. If you're not going to give him the program he was originally going to have, give Gunther the program he was originally supposed to have for Mania, then give me the Gunther Ilya match. Ilya comes out, answers the open challenge, half an hour banger. Everybody loves it. Full stadium of people. You know, put Gunther over because he's the bigger name right now, and that's great. And then you never have to do it again, and I don't ever have to talk about it again.
Not mad at it. It's not going to happen, but I'm not mad at it.
Well, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Steven?
He did lose last week. But
Ilya, yes, that was a good match too against Carmelo, right?
yeah, it was a fun match, but I like Ilya better than Melo, but I digress.
Yeah. We'll see. Steven? Pleasure. As always.
Like and subscribe, everybody. And if you don't, you are cursed.
Well done.
You don't need a drop, you just need Steven.
I know. I didn't need this one. Well done, Steven.
Steven,
Well
we
done,
love
everybody.
you a million.
Always a pleasure. Reese saying One Man Gang is on Sacrifice. Also was at big event this past week.
Was he?
Yeah. He lost a ton. Well, I mean, he's older now. So he's
You walked around.
I saw everybody.
I just manned the booth.
No, I know.
And people watched.
You did a great job. I mean, gave out stuff. We had a blast.
A 7-year-old tried to steal a shot glass.
I know, that was awkward. But yeah. Fun times. Meeting new friends, making new friends. We're across from Joey Janela, who will also...
So much awkward eye contact.
Well,
But go on.
you might have more of that because April 25th, when we go to TCW Insanity on the road as part of our tour, like I said, the spring tour is on. Winter tour is over. So Insanity, April 25th, down in Toms River, New Jersey. We're going to be there with Joey Janela, your boy, Nikki.
Again, I don't think he knows me from a hole in the wall, clearly. But we've had on the Jericho cruise, on the flight home from the Jericho cruise, at this big event, the amount of eye contact Joey and Janelle and I have had is explosive. Watch out, Megan.
Husband here.
Oh, husband here.
Appreciate that. Unbelievable.
You left. He was there in his Insane Clown Posse Halloween hockey shirt. No, thank you.
He said Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
All the clowns are out.
Any hoosers.
Yeah, no, it was a fun time. We had a blast, and the tour rolls on. Spring and summer tour. Get ready, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
But let's let our not-so-CCO Triple H take us out.
Thought we had a spectacular event tonight. Very excited that so far everybody seems to have come out unscathed. You know, banged up, bumps and bruises, but nobody seriously injured, which I always hold my breath on these events. You want to see people have the best outing that they can possibly have and make memories, but do it safely. And we were able to do that tonight.
Nikki, it's been a fun one.
A long one.
But until next time, you don't have to go home.
But you can't stay here. Goodbye, my baby.